What's up, Team Jellyfish? Here we go. Last key on the circle of fifths. Super exciting. Music Theory Monday number 12. Here at 11 o'clock. You see I'm highlighting here F. D on the inside is the relative minor, which is why it's in pink. Top right, you want to know that there's one flat in the key of F, B flat. Ionian, there's your fancy modal name, which we're going to get into the modes. We're going to have a lot of fun after this week. So we had to build the house. We had to actually build the foundation for our house. So that's what we're doing here. So watch all of them if you haven't, if this is your first video. We're going to go through this page, which this red circle has some bonus information. I'm going to show you a little slice of where we're headed and how it's going to get super fun. We're going to go to the next level, okay? Here is an F major scale with the root note on the A. Get all these charts. They're linked below, okay? And then this one we're going to focus on. And I'm going to grab the guitar at the end to give you some basic ideas of what we'll do here. But let me explain this. So let's just go back to the first page. The slice of the circle of fifths. So obviously, in the middle here, we have the one chord is F. And F to C, which is where we just went when we finish this off. That is a perfect fifth interval, F to C. Just a little piece of information for you to be aware of. You really want to learn all your intervals, but at the very least, know your fifths, all right? I'll show you a cool trick on the fretboard in just a minute for finding fourth and fifth intervals. Now, the fifth interval, which is F to C, the reason it's in black is because the one chord and the five chord are major, which leads us to this page. And if you're confused, don't worry, I'll untwist your brain for you over time. Now, right here are all the notes which translate to how we build the chords in the key. So the one chord is major, the four chord and the five chord are major, which is why they're in black, okay? And they also have uppercase Roman numerals. Now, the 2, the 3, the 6, and the minor 7 flat 5, we really want to focus on the 2, 3, and 6. Those are minor, hence why those are written in pink, lowercase Roman numerals. Down here in the bottom left, now I've shown you guys this. This is a great exercise. You see the first 6 chords are all triads. I'll link you to my triad playlist. Those are major and minor triads, and they're very easy to build. Once you know how to write out the major scale in any key, it's so easy. Watch this. Let's just build the one chord, which is F, right? Because we're in the key of F. You do the F, skip the next note, and then here's your third. A, skip the next note, and there's your 5. And a triad is the 1, the 3, and the 5. And look, F, A, C. Let's do one more. Let's build the minor 6 right here, which should be D, F, A, but let's do it. Start on D, because we're building a D minor chord. Skip this one, then we go back to the beginning. So F, skip the G, go to A. Look, D, F, A. So that is how you write out the chords in any key. It's super easy. You can even do it with the minor 7 flat 5. Look, E, skip the F, G, skip the A, B flat, skip the C, D, E, G, B flat, D. There, you just made a minor 7 flat 5 chord and you didn't even know it. Now, let's go to the fun part of this lesson. I said I want to show you kind of where we're headed. Music theory and music is so deep, we'll never learn it all. But this is a cool little thing. Have you ever heard of the 5 of the 5? Have you heard anyone throw that little saying around? Well, all that means is here's how you start branching out of keys and changing things up. The 5 of the 5, so obviously what's the 5 in the key of F? Well, here it is. It's C. So C's the 5. So what's the 5 of C? If we go down here, I put in the circle, the 5 of C is G. And in this case, it's also going to be the parallel major chord. What the heck does that mean? Well, if you go over to G and F, in the key of F, that's the minor 2. But you could play the parallel major, which would be a G major chord. And that just so happens to be the 5 of the 5, all right? You can find the 5 of any chord. That's why we're learning all this stuff, is so you just go, boom, you want it to be instant. You know that G's the 5 of C. Now, C's also known as the dominant in the key. One cool thing of doing the 5 of the 5, it's kind of a great way to start learning how to modulate to a new key or shift the listener's ear to moving to a new key. And I'll show you that at the end of this. Just some basic ideas. There's multiple ways to do this, but just really want to throw this terminology out there, okay? So there you go. You can do the parallel chord in every major scale. So like If I wanted to play the parallel to the minor 3 instead of an A minor, I'd play an A major. So you see, what if I wanted to, instead of playing the minor 6, D minor, what if I wanted to try the parallel major, which would be D major? So that's where you start branching out of the actual hard set rule for the key a little bit and just using your ears. You know what? If it sounds good, it's good. And once again at the top, I just kind of wrote out the formula for a major scale. The whole steps, whole, whole, half, whole, and half back to the root note. The 8th note is the root note. That's the octave. So this is why you want the theory. Knowledge is power. Now, I want you guys to just know this scale, of course, because look, root note on the A, this is the standard old F major scale, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and F. And say the notes when you play the scale, okay? 8th fret, that's when we all learn. If you haven't learned it, you want to learn it and burn it in your brain. All right, now, this is the chart I'm going to kind of be focusing on at the end of this video when I do the little playing part. And again, my playing part is just to give you a framework. You do whatever you want with it. But one cool thing you can do is run the notes. The chords. So play an F. You can play a power chord or bar chord, play F major, and then play G minor, and then play an A minor chord. And then it's real clean. You get to go down to the A, and your root notes play like a B flat 5 chord, and then play like a C 5 chord, and then play like a D minor bar chord. Here's your minor 7 flat 5, and back to the octave. So what's really cool is these first 6 chords are laid out real clean, and this major scale pattern, you can just run it straight up. Now, what I'm going to show you in the playing example is this. I'm going to show you, here, let's do this little trick I taught you about. I'm going to write on this chart, but when you get it in the description, this part will be erased, it'll be real clean. If you go from the A string, the note on the A string, to the note directly above it on the E string, that is an interval. You want to know what interval is? It's a 5th. C to G is a 5th interval. So this is a 5th, okay? Now, if you go the opposite way, if you go from the note on the E string to the note directly below it on the A, that is a 4th interval. And you can do that all the way up the neck. Again, these are just some cool tips and tricks to help you learn this stuff. So C to G is what kind of interval? It's a perfect 5th. And then what would G to C be? It would be a perfect 4th. Let's just do one more for funsies. If I went from D to A, what kind of interval is that? Well, that's a perfect 5th, because I went from the A to the E string. If I go from A to D, what's that? That's a perfect 4th. See that? You can teach yourself, that's putting in the work, right? That's what you need to do. You just need to put in the work. So when I go and show you this little playing example, I'm going to start here, and then I think I'll try and do like a little riff out of this area here, maybe like a little riff with the F and A, the root, and then I'll work my way down. Maybe I'll play the B flat right here, like chord, and then I'll do a G minor. So I'll do like the G with the B flat. That's a minor 3rd interval. And then the next time I'll do the 5 of the 5, I'll do a G and I'll play a B. So that's what putting in the work is, all right? So I'm going to clean these charts up for you, grab them linked in the description, and let's head over to the playing part. But before we do, you guys have been crushing it. I know that this is helping a lot of you. Drop comments, drop questions. We have an amazing community. Just keep going, don't stop. And in week 13 for Music Theory Mondays, let's see what we do. Tell me what you want to see. I'm going to think of something, but drop some comments on here before so I have some time to think, but we'll definitely cover all of it. Okay, here we go to the playing part. All right, just for funsies, this is a 1975 Guild D50 that my mom gifted me back in July. It's also my hardest guitar to play, so I got to earn it. So let's do it. So here's that first major scale I showed you, okay? F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, okay? Now, the one we're going to really focus on is this one, okay? And you've got that one too. And this one I love because you can walk up the first 6 chords in the key using the root note on the E and A string. You guys know that. So the 1 chord's F, okay? The 2 chord is minor, which is why it's pink, G, A minor. The 4 is always major, B flat. There's your 1 flat in the key of F, B flat, F, 2, C is what? C is the 5, perfect 5th interval, which is how you go around the circle of fifths. Minor 6, relative minor, super important, D minor, right? and then the half diminished, minor 7, flat 5. All right, now, here's what I'm talking about. Let's just, for funsies, create a little progression. We'll try that 5 of 5. Remember the trick I taught you, though. So let's go right to the G, which, in this case, the 2 chord is G minor, but we want to think about the 5 of 5, and the 5 chord in the key of F is C. So now you have to know, this is why you want to know your theory. What's the 5 of C? It's G. So we're going to do G major, and G major is the parallel major chord to G minor, okay? So we're going to kind of mess around and see how that sounds. So what if we went F to G minor? Now let's go to F to the 5 of the 5, which is G. Again, 2 different flavors. To the minor 2. 1 to do parallel major, okay? So you gotta just mess around with chord progressions like that. So what we maybe do is, let's see if we could do, let's try a 1, let's go a 1, 6, minor 2. And then the second time through, let's go 1, minor 6, let's go the 5 of the 5, G, which that would be the G major. Okay, so to the minor 2. Let's go to 1, 6 to the 5 and 5. See, it's not a huge tonal difference, but it definitely leads your ears somewhere else. Now, one thing we should do to kind of make this a little bit more fun, and then we'll get you on your way, and I want you guys to drop in the comments, try this key we just worked on and see what you can come up with. Let's do, let's go 1 to the 5, and then let's go to the minor 2, and then let's go 1, F, 5, C to the 5 of 5, G. Let's do open chords though, except for this minor 2, which I'll do as a bar. So, 1, 5, 5 of 5. See, it's not a huge difference, but it's just another way where you start branching out, and this leads to borrowing chords from different keys, which is why we're going to do this Music Theory Monday stuff. Now, one last thing to close this up. Try this shape I gave you up here, okay? See if you can do like a riff, more riffy-oriented things, so like a little... What I did there is I did a little riff out of the F major scale, went 1, major 3, back to the 1, and then I went to the 4 chord, which is B flat, and I'm doing the root, and the third, I'm just doing intervals, and then I went to the minor 2, I did root to the minor 3rd interval, which is why you're going to want to know triads. This is just part of a triad. So, see what I did there? That time I went to the 5 of 5. First time I did G minor interval, then I did major 3rd interval, which is emphasizing the 5, G major. So let's see. Full chords. Okay. That's enough. I'm just trying to show you guys some ideas. I know this video is long, but that's what music is. You gotta put in the work. So let's keep this Music Theory Monday going. Drop in the comments, what have you learned? If you've seen some of these, if you haven't, if you're new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You guys, please like this so we can share this and help as many people as possible. Drop Jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. Also, tell us where are you in the world? I want to know. Super rad. You know, it's the end of the year. Happy holidays to all you guys. If you're watching this much later, have a great day. You guys know the drill. Keep going. Check out Music Theory Monday playlist here and a triad playlist over here. I'm going to just kind of keep pumping out content and let's have some fun. See you in the next Music Theory Monday video, or I'll see you in the next video. Peace.